you know about women and such, eh?
Yeah.
So, like, you know, just out of curiosity, when do you think like physical contact becomes like sexual? Like, what counts as sex? Do you think?
Well, I mean, it's pretty clear. I think it's been pretty much defined in the court of public opinion as you know, everything up to the Bill Clinton special, I think, doesn't really constitute sex. Everything else, little touching, rubbing, I mean, you know, that's just child's play, really.
Right. You ever paid for sex?
I mean, I never make a practice of paying for sex. Okay, that's. I mean, you know, if you're paying for sex, it's coming out of points of desperation. You know, you should be able to go get it, and I mean, it's everywhere. I mean, 50% of the world is women. You know, pretty easy to go get. I mean, the reality, there are basic, I'd say almost emergency circumstances where you need to do it. For example, if it's your birthday,
Right.
if you're trying to shake an old girlfriend,
Right.
if you are badly injured, if it's holidays, you're out of town, you know,
Right.
you can't, you know, you're around your family, it's Christmas, you got to go to church, you know, all those kinds of things. I mean, there's lots of different scenarios where it makes sense. Why do you want to know?
Well, you know, I just think I might have accidentally cheated on my wife.
Well, Dana's parents are worried sick. I mean, about all those kids over there, you know?
Of course they are.
I mean, we even said a prayer at church this weekend. Our minister is quite concerned, so...
Well, how long has he been gone? Nigel, I mean...
I don't know.
Dana went out there at Christmas.
Yeah.
He had been gone even longer
over
than
a month.
almost 2 months. That's a long time.
Well,
Oh my gosh, I'd be terrified.
if it isn't Baron von Slackalot and his no work gang.
What?
Thanks for shoveling the front driveway. Appreciate that.
No problem.
You didn't shovel it.
Yes, I did.
You're a liar.
D. Washington, attorney at law. And let me tell you something, Seymour, this man means business.
Sounds powerful.
I know. No fooling around, okay? Cold, stone face. This is what I want. This is the man that's gonna get Gavin for, what did he say? Defamation of character, appropriation of personality, invasion of privacy. I don't know. I mean, I like him. He is good. I walked in the office, he didn't even shake my hand.
Well, that might not be a good thing. I mean, do you have a rapport with him? Can he get behind, or more importantly, can he get behind your minds?
Well, yeah, I'm not looking for friends anyway. I want justice. And this is the man that's gonna do it.
Are you okay?
I came home yesterday from work. There's this big truck outside the house that they made me give Benny to them. It was the animal control people. They took him. He's all by himself. They didn't even let me give him his toy.
You know how I got a bad back, eh?
Right.
So a couple of the guys at work, a couple of these young punks are like, well, I know a good place that'll set you right, fix you up there. Okay, sounds great. I'm at my wit's end. I can hardly even walk and hardly even move. I leave work. I go to this place, the address they gave me, right? It's in Chinatown, right? And I never go to Chinatown. I don't know what the hell's going on, right? There's Chinese people everywhere. There's fruit market, this and that. I walk down a little alleyway there, right?
Acupuncture, all kinds of stuff.
And there was a massage place. I walk in there. I go upstairs, talk to some nice little lady there, and go in the room and wait for my massage. I never had a massage before, right? I don't know what to expect, right?
You never had one ever?
Never. Give me a break, right? This woman walks in the room. Real nice Chinese lady, doesn't speak much English. You know, she must be an expert. She's from the Orient.
Yes.
Lay down on the table, right? She proceeds to remove my boxer shorts. Starts working on me, on my back. Starts feeling good. Started drifting off to sleep. And then she asked me to roll over. And she proceeded to, you know, work on the hoo-ha there, and
Hey, satisfied
No,
customer.
hold on, Pete. I left off that table faster than a jackrabbit, and I just threw some money down, and I bolted out of there, Buzzer.
Why? There's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly normal. There's more ladies like that in Toronto than there are family doctors.
I was outside till almost 2 o'clock in the morning shoveling that ridiculously large
Sure,
driveway.
the results were there this morning. Sure you were.
Yeah, and I woke up this morning only to find it completely filled in again because Hank from next door uses his sweet snowblower and blows all the snow onto your driveway.
So now you're blaming Hank for stuff that you didn't do.
I tried to shovel it again, but the shovel broke on me. That's not my fault.
Is that why it was missing? You know, this morning I got up and it was all filled in. I couldn't find the shovel, so I had to walk to the hardware store through 2 feet of snow. I got splashed by a snowplow on the way, soaked to the skin, rushing back. I had to shovel it myself. I got all hot and sweaty. I'm feeling sick, and I missed the train to work this morning.
Well, that's not my fault. It's also not my fault that your friendly neighbor Hank won't lend you his snowblower.
Look, he shouldn't have to lend it to me because I have
you
people
stop
shoveling.
it?
Wow, it's just...
Act your age. Come on. Holy smokes.
Look, I'm not the one who needs to grow up.
Just so sad. And they stood on the porch while I went inside, and they made me take him out. And he fell. He was wriggling so much, and he was squeaking, and he jumped out. He fell down onto the ground. He ran between their legs, went underneath my neighbor's car, and I stood there, and I was crouching under, and this is his favorite little Buddha toy, and I was squeaking it like this to get him out. He finally came to me. It was like he was crying. He could tell. He
He's
knew.
smart. Yeah.
He is so smart, and I'm fighting this. I'm totally fighting this. It's not like he's barking like the neighbor's border terrier, stupid, crazy dogs.
No.
He's quiet.
They don't bark.
Maybe your lawyer could help me. Maybe your lawyer could totally help me just fight the bylaw.
I don't know. Let me tell you, nothing phases this man. I had to watch the internet video thing with him, you know, the evidence
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
This man didn't even flinch. Okay, he just stood there, just like cold. Just watched it like we could have been watching CPAC.
You know, it's like it's gonna harden him. He's gonna change forever. He's gonna start biting. Prison is gonna harden him.
I only spent one night in holding cell on Monday, but being in that element is like the worst that was the worst night of my entire life. I mean, I only went next door to try and smooth things over with the neighbors, so I thought I'd be there 5 seconds, so I wear the kimono. Next thing I know, she called the cops, and they haul me down to the holding cell for the night for indecent exposure. And they throw me in this tiny little tank with bars all around it. There's like one drunk guy who just reeks like he was passed away a week ago. And then, later in the night, these 2 guys come in from a gang who are obviously hopped up on meth. I mean, they were banging their heads against the bars till I could see blood coming down one of their heads. And they were just going nuts in the cell. And then they throw in somebody they announce as a sex offender, and these 2 guys just go to work on him, just slapping him around, pushing him up against the walls. And the guards are laughing during all of it. And all I'm thinking is, here I'm sitting in this tiny little kimono, and it's only gonna be a while before they're done with their little sex offender to start playing with, and they're gonna turn on me. I didn't sleep all night. I was up. It was cold. It stank. It was the worst night of my entire life. That's not rehabilitation.
You see what can happen? I can't believe the 2 of you got together, cooked up this little harebrained scheme. What were you guys thinking?
It seemed like a really good idea at the time. It did.
In hindsight.
It was all to get back at Ski and like you got back at me. I'm so sorry, Seymour.
No, I don't blame you.
You know, it must have been awful. But I'm sure that it's not as awful as it is for Benny. He's a piggy. He doesn't know what's going on. I mean, you didn't have the same fear of being turned into a sausage like him.
Hey, Benny didn't have to wear the kimono with the biker gang.
When I was in high school, they implemented this mandatory volunteer work program. You know, you got to do 40 hours of community service if you want to graduate.
Sounds like prisoners.
Well, it's totally stupid. It's not teaching kids to want to go out and help. It's just forcing them to do it. No. And there's been this study that came out of the University of Guelph that says it doesn't affect kids' attitudes or work ethic in any way.
Yeah.
That people are no better off than they were before.
Well, you're living proof of that, obviously. I mean, geez, you're proof, actually. actually, that the schools need to instill this sort of responsibility on their kids.
Well,
But I did it, and it didn't do any
It should
good.
be from
I ended
the
up
home. It should be from the home. Your parents should instill that, and your church.
No,
That's
but-
where they should be volunteering.
But no one should be instilling that. I mean, volunteer work is something you gotta come to on your own. You
Yeah,
can't
but a lot of
force
kids
people.
don't
into
come
it.
to it on their own because they're so selfish.
Exactly,
All they do
because-
is, they're not accountable for any of their actions. All they do is sort of skate on by and take the easy route. So I think something like this is good in instilling a sense of responsibility and respect.
But it doesn't work. That's
Well,
what I'm
they gotta
saying. The
get
study
that-
shows
they
it doesn't
gotta
work.
Get it from home, from their parents. Randy, you want a lozenge? Just keep it. Sound like you could use it.
I'm married for 18 years, Pete. 18 good years to a good woman. I love her very much. You know, if I even hug another woman, I feel weird. It doesn't feel right. You know,
That's sweet. That's
Cher's my
sweet.
one and only.
Well,
You
that's-
understand? And there I am laying on a table in Chinatown in some back alley massage parlor, buck naked with some lady squirting baby oil on me.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, it's natural. It happens. What are you worried about?
I gotta tell her, Pete. That's all I'm saying.
What?
She needs to know about this.
Okay, are you insane? I mean, look, do you want a divorce? If you want a divorce, go tell her. I'll tell her.
I
if
don't
you
want a divorce, Pete.
You don't want a divorce? Then you don't tell her. Okay, she's gonna freak out.
Well, you know, if she was having an affair, I'd want to know about it.
Yeah, why would you want to know? What good would that do you? What would you do if you found out you had an affair?
Probably go kill the guy.
Exactly, right? And that would then you'd end up in jail. Worst case scenario. Look, this isn't even an affair, okay? This is not an affair. It's not like Miss Saigon or something. You don't get a bride from Vietnam living in your basement. It's fine. Just let it go.
I didn't mean to do it.
Well, of course you didn't mean to do it, but it's not like you did anything wrong. It's just natural. It's amazing you haven't done it 18 times already in your marriage.
Well, apparently he called some singer a homo, and he was making fun of like a children's walk-on, and this was all on air. Gord, you know Gord Martineau? He was on.
He is the face of City TV.
Exactly.
He's a handsome fella.
And they've leaked all this footage on the internet of him making these disparaging comments of all these people and all these events.
Looks like such a good Christian. I'm surprised.
Doesn't mean he's not a good Christian.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
he obviously wasn't paying attention to it.
But he's so concerned that his reputation is ruined and that everyone's
Well, he
everyone's up in
should
arms.
be concerned. I mean, people have to be role models, you know?
But he reports the news, and it's not his fault that the camera guy forgot to turn off the camera.
Doesn't matter if you're in the public eye, you have to be careful. What
That's
you
right.
say.
You have to be careful because just like parents or anybody who's got people looking up to them, especially kids and people everybody watches.
Absolutely, it's a responsibility.
Fair enough, but he's not a movie star. He's not a parent to
No,
people.
he's a
he
news
simply
anchor.
reports the news.
He's somebody that people look to in terms of getting information. And
Exactly.
That's right. For them.
Exactly.
For him to be on his best
news.
behavior.
And you've never said something like that in
I'm
the
not on
privacy
TV
of your
in
own
front of
home.
millions of people.
And he didn't know he was on TV
So that's
either.
no excuse. I
So
mean,
what?
yes.
He should lose his job now
Oh, nobody's
because
saying he's gonna lose his job.
He
He
did
just
what
has to be
everybody
careful what he
does on
say.
a regular
Look at
basis.
Ainsley here. She lost her job at CTV.
Yeah, and City TV hired him.
So what's he worried about?
Well, I don't know.
But prison is supposed to be about rehabilitation. It's not supposed to be about survival of the fittest, last man standing.
Come on, Seymour. You spent a night in a holding cell? That's not the same thing as prison. I mean, I don't want to take away from what you went through, whatever, but those are two different things altogether.
I wasn't really thinking about myself, actually. I was thinking about Marlon. I mean, I've been visiting him in Kingston Pen for the last few years, and I've just seen him change over the years. I put him in there so that, he'd get away from all the crime in the streets, the path he was headed down. But since he's been in there, he's been getting into fights, and he's got tattoos, and he's joined a gang in there, and it's just made him more of a criminal. I saved him from the piranhas by throwing him in the shark tank.
Well, I mean, you did the right thing, Seymour. You know what? Call it tough love. He may not be your flesh and blood, but you did the right thing, and in the future, he'll thank you for that.
He doesn't know I was the one who turned him in. And then I started hanging out with friends who were selling guns, and he started selling guns, easy money. He promised me he'd get out of it. He promised me he'd stop. I dropped by his apartment one night, and what do I find? Rifles, pistols everywhere. So yeah, you know what I did? I went around the corner to a payphone, and I called the police, because it was either murder or prison, and I chose prison for him.
Well, good. It's a good thing you did that. Come on, he wasn't a child. He knew exactly what he was doing. You do the crime, you do the time.
Well, that's fine if you're guilty, like it sounds like Marlon was, but what if you're innocent, like David Milgaard or Guy Paul Morin or Benny? My little Benny's, the only crime he's ever committed is just being born a pig.
They're not accusing Benny of breaking the law, they're accusing you.
I know that they're accusing me, and that is why I got him into this, and I'm getting him out. It's my responsibility to change that law, and I'm changing it for all the piggies everywhere.
Look, Seymour,
especially in Oakville.
Seymour, prisons are supposed to be disgusting. Dark, ugly, depressing, nasty places, okay? It's not supposed to be a bed of roses. Otherwise, how is a criminal supposed to learn his lesson? That's what it's there for.
I used to think that, but I don't know.
Randy, we're gonna go to the dry cleaners on the way home, right?
Yeah.
I gotta pick that sweater up.
Fine.
Do you think you could run into the drugstore and pick up some tampons? I said I'd get them for Aunt Nell.
Oh, come on.
What?
Okay, why don't I get your dry cleaning and you can get the tampons?
No. They know me in there. You gotta have the ticket and stuff.
Oh, give me that ticket then. Come on, I have to go get it.
Randy, grow up.
Randy, let me take a look at your throat. No, it sounds like it's getting worse.
It sounds
Quit
good.
aggravating him. Grow up.
It's okay.
Open your mouth. Open your mouth. I'm a mother, I know. Oh my gosh.
What?
It's horrible.
What?
Well, it's like golf balls are nesting in there. Oh, it's so inflamed. You should stop talking.
Shouldn't be that color.
No, and take some honey and some lemon and just swish it around.
Whoa! Don't you have your play tomorrow night? Isn't it opening tomorrow?
What do you put? Oh my gosh, you're not. Glad I didn't buy a ticket.
Mine was free.
I can't go home like this, Pete. She's gonna know. She's gonna see it in my eyes. I feel like I got goddamn handprints all over my body.
You know what you are, my friend? You are racked with guilt. Am I correct?
You are correct.
You know what? Guilt is for losers, okay? You know, I don't feel guilt. You know why?
Why?
Because I just don't allow myself to feel it. I find the part of me that's feeling guilty and I just freeze it, like with the Novocaine, and it does no longer exist. Guilt is something that civilization has created to control the population, okay? 10 Commandments and all that stuff, it's about control.
Yeah, all right.
You don't need to be controlled.
All right, all that's fine and dandy, Pete, but I promised my wife when I first met her that I would never, ever let another woman touch me, nor would I touch another woman. And I said, if I ever did, you take me back, you shoot me in the back of the head, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm never gonna.
Okay, what are you, a samurai or something like that? Like who cares? It's not like you did anything. And I mean, you ran out of there like a chicken, right? So, big deal.
Yeah, my head told me to run, but my body was saying stay.
That's natural.
Yeah, it was very natural, Pete. Nature took over. Nature took over big time. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yes. What?
I liked it, Pete. Who would have thought, eh? You go for a massage and you... I mean, what the hell was that, right? I mean, what was that? I'm in there getting my back fixed.
Yeah, it's called prostitution.
I was a bit of a surprise, I gotta tell you right now,
yeah.
Pete. I mean, there was a part of me that actually wanted to just stay there and let the woman do her job, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, buddy, billions and billions of men throughout time have experienced what you experienced, okay? It's the oldest profession in the world. Look, that stuff keeps for healthy marriages, okay?
Well,
Italy, they got mistresses, they got prostitutes everywhere. That's just how people get by.
Yeah,
It's
whatever.
fine.
I live in Burlington. I don't live in Italy. You know what I'm saying?
People are people.
Hey, you've never been married either, there, Buzz. I don't know what you're talking
Yes,
about.
and hopefully that dark day will never come. But okay, look. What you did, in fact, was quite an honorable thing. I agree. You see what you did? You could have stayed there. You could have had her finish her business. You could have been fully serviced, and then you could have walked out and never said a word. But instead, You ran out of there because you didn't want to hurt your wife's feelings because you do really love your wife.
That's right.
Huh?
That's exactly right, man.
So there you go.
You got it. That's no big deal. I could tell her. I could explain to her the whole...
No, you don't want to tell her. You don't want to tell her. You want to ruin your wife's life? Huh? You want to get her upset with you? You want her to file for divorce?
No.
Okay, so you told me? Like your father confessor here, okay? Pretend you're Catholic for a minute and, you know, okay, Hail Marys. Go do a few Hail Marys, you'll be fine. Just, you got it off your chest.
No big deal. It's done. It's over. Nothing I can do about it now. Right?
Right.
It was fun while it lasted. It's in the past.
Yeah. So, where is this laying anyways?
If you want to be a real father to Marlon, then you will teach him honesty by telling him the truth. You will just trust that he'll be able to handle it in time.
I don't know if it's been enough time. I mean, I wanted to tell him when he first got sent in. I wanted to come clean, but I don't know, maybe it was guilt or I was afraid he'd get angry, but since he's been in there, it's just gotten worse. I mean, he's turned into a seething cauldron of anger. All he thinks about is getting revenge on the person who sent him in, and that's me, and I don't think he'll accept it. I did it to protect him. I did it out of love.
Yeah, I don't think he'll accept it either. And yeah, you should be afraid. I would be. I mean, come on, you did the right thing, and you called the cops, let the law handle Marlon, what have you, but don't get all crazy now, okay? Marlon does not need to know that you are the one that put him in jail. Come on.
I totally disagree. I think you should for sure tell him. Maybe not in the first day.
Well, it's a couple weeks till he gets out. I don't know.
You have to be honest with him.
I should go to Kingston this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a little trip. Vacation.
You can give him a present.
My third class seat, I'm staring as the mountains circle me. Maybe it's the smoke that